media. I was going to say Twitter, but to be honest, I don't know if Twitter's going to still exist for when I announce the things I'm working on. So keep an eye out on my various social medias, because there are some projects I'm working on that I will be able to talk about soon. Once things are a bit more concrete.
Anyone else? Well, this Sunday, we got a double feature for you on the channel. The mods campaign is back, and they are getting their own city-state inside Faltura that will be happening at the same time as Marrowstrand and Stormforge. They only know minor details of the city, but we'll be announcing the name tomorrow. But just like last night, we will tease you and we will show you the rest of this ridiculously good-looking party. Ben over at MetaWorks did our art for this campaign.
Incredible.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks so good.
It's so sick. Look at it.
I am very, very excited about the far right because that is a ancestry that has never been played on our table before, and I'm excited.
I can't help that two of those look like the hybrid of Ed.
The far, listen.
RoBear means the character on the far right.
The character on the far right of the screen, ladies and
not
gentlemen.
the political party.
That one there is called a Galoma, I believe, ladies and gentlemen.
I just go keep it moving. Go keep it moving. And then Ed started laughing, and I was not okay.
I was gonna let it go, but then Ed just like cackling.
I'm so sorry.
Hey, real quick, in the middle there, though, is that Alucard?
So this is my non-vampire Alucard fantasy that I have here.
Oh, so it's based on.
This is actually the physical side of my dandy. So I'm playing straight up fortune teller, dandy. Most of the time they have cards, but the sword is, and here's a little background detail. The sword is their father's. So this is a mommy issue. So it's a changeling. If you're familiar with the Pathfinder background on changelings, this is the result of the hag consuming my family and sending me away, as I am of no use to her. So she, my mother has taken my sister from me and my father. So I am mommy issue dandy, and I'm very, very excited to play this. But I will probably get to use that sword all of once. I don't even know if I can swing it, but it's they made me look way harder than I am. They went very heavy on the Alucard, but yeah, I'm excited. Super pumped. It'll be fun. Coming to a Fey city near you. I'll end it at that. One last public service announcement. If you're out in stores, fall is here. Atomic Pumpkin released by Voodoo Ranger. Yes, it is spicy, so tread carefully, and I suggest using it as a wonderful food beer, because that's how I consume it. It is not a...
Did you say a food beer?
Food beer. Mm-hmm.
Is that a proper term?
Mm-hmm. Food beer.
A beer that you have the food, right?
You would be very surprised and shocked by the percentage of people that do or do not consume food with alcohol.
Is it like a dessert wine kind of thing? Where you really shouldn't drink it by itself because it's got that specific taste?
Things that are very rich or intense flavor profile wise that aren't consumed in multiple fashion kind of fits the bracket. So yeah, totally. Things like port wine, for example. Yeah, this is a very flavor intensive beer, but this is so good with hot wings. I love it.
I'm glad I'm in a channel where somebody knows their beer, like the Atomic Pumpkin from Voodoo Ranger. You should go and pick yours up today.
And some zucchini bread. Because we need to pick up where we left off, splitting the party. in multiple directions for 6 weeks. Now, we have not touched on the fact where Chrissy has been, as Raven was not with us last week. So we have a whole different dimension to search through, but we have had conversations and homekeeping from Kallisto and Loluphia. A little bit of magic being taught to Ziva. Fun food adventures with Kaivar and Farouk. An angsty Myshkin stalking the Amber Forge, still trying to leave his imprint on the family by dropping off a spell scroll of shield. A Kallisto who's still not quite over the fact of these strangers injecting themselves into his family's life and his work. And we ended on a note of Myshkin and Loluphia trespassing on a random construction site inside Stormforge, literally described as nothing more than office buildings. Yet you forged ahead looking for that organization, the Silent Gear. But we're not going to pick up with the robots just yet. Chrissy, would you like to talk about where you're at?
I truly have become a part of the heavens, even for a little bit. Sure, my home was crafted on Earth, on this plane of existence that we find ourselves. But I am constantly called to the stars. And it is there that I have returned, as I have done many times before, for a respite. I'm feeling a little more emotional than I would like to, considering that my job is to be a mouthpiece for the heavens, so I am attuning myself to my mission again. I need literal and figurative space. And it's there that if somebody could actually see, there are small sprites scattered throughout, perceived as stars or celestial bodies, and in one regard that is true. Some of them flittering to and fro, others surrounded in bubbles of light and sleeping as if in stasis. And Chrissy has enveloped himself in that blanket of light, though not sleeping. He runs his very delicate and well-manicured hand across the top of this bottle, which he has parted tendrils to look inside at this creature, this demon that he has taken from Myshkin. And he's eyeing it curiously, seeking answers that he's quite sure he's not going to get. But there's a pained expression on his face. It's almost inconceivable to see if it's anger, sadness, distrust, a mixture of all of those. And he retracts the tendrils completely, knowing that this, in this bubble, is a safe space. Who are you? Really? And he's trying to talk to this creature. Not sure he's actually going to get an answer, but trying all the same. Probably not for the best reasons. I think in this moment, he truly feels like this is the one connection that he has to the people that he cares about below.
Go ahead and roll a spell attack.
Okay, hold on, please. $34. Let's go, baby.
This is reaching out to Nixie, correct?
Yes.
In this astral sea that you sit in, there is a peace that is here that is only achieved on the best days on the material plane. The days that remind you of why there are good parts of humanity and friendship and fellowship. Those days where there's more laughter and hurt cheeks from smiles from both Farouk and even your favorite regulars and customers. It feels like a constant twilight, whether it is the end of the day or the beginning, whichever one is your favorite. The thread that you reside on in this cosmos is vibrating in the most pleasant of ways. And as you stare out into that infinite sea, it's simply a coalescing of constellations that are there that form this very divine face, an outline very similar as if you were able to see a small child pull his face to one of those boxes full of pins and make an impression. So do the stars seem to pull out of gravity into this grid. As you see this divine face go from plain to a smile of acknowledgement.
There's a moment of shock on Chrissy's face as the bubble that he enveloped himself in peels away like flower petals and raises him closer to this figure. And a very small hand just reaches out, stopping before extending fully and wrapping his fingers back into his palm and bracing himself as those fingers unfurl over where his heart is. Mother, I hadn't intended to disturb if that were the case.
child, you have least disturbed me or the cosmos. You are welcome here, as you always are, my child.
There's a very soft smile that kind of slides across the fullness of his lips as he holds back tears. The silver in his eyes twinkles as he looks up. It pleases me most to know that I have not upset you.
Your home is always in the stars, Chrissy.
I know that is truth.
But you also know best that, like the material plane, neither of these things can be controlled.
There's a solemn nod. I do know that all too well. I fear that I've gotten too close. I have grown attached. And I should not. My purpose is to deliver messages, not to influence those messages. And for that, he kind of like shifts himself, sitting taller, but not from confidence. It is from acceptance. It is for that reason I am willing to accept any and all punishment given.
It is your charge to experience life in its fullest on the material plane, my dear. You have done nothing wrong. If anything, you have done is exactly as the stars have aligned themselves. You have shown them the probabilities, the ways, the dangers, and the truths that lie ahead of them, Chrissy. At great personal risk to your own sanity. What others may call a curse, being an oracle, is the burden of probabilities and truths.
Yes. But in none of these can I see my probability. I know my truth. It is written in the very core of me. But I did not understand true longing to belong until now. For thousands of years, in many different forms, I have taken for you. And this is the first time that I've questioned my place.
The human condition is a gauntlet, my dear. filled with ups and downs and feelings unlike any other. Your previous lives and service to me and the rest of the cosmos have always prepared you for this. The tests have only begun. They will get harder. But the days of joy, the best parts of the human condition, are also ahead for you. Fear not the troubled times, my child, for they will need your strength, your previous wisdom, and they will need the stars.
I understand. I will rest, and then I will return. But I do ask that when this is done, and when this fight that they have comes to pass, please let me rest and be no more.
The choice has always been yours, Chrissy. Whether you believe it or not, you cannot force truth.
Very well. Then I shall return to this. He stops and there's this calculation on his face as he's about to say the words that is not unsure, but it still hurts. When I am done, I will return to the stars indefinitely.
The stars will always be here to light your way. And that path, when you choose to illuminate others, when you permanently join us, will be here.
Thank you, Mother. I will continue to make you proud. But for now, you must excuse me, for I do need rest. And as he speaks those words, on the backs of bated breaths that flow, the petals of light twist and close as a single tear catches right beneath his eye, and he wipes it away, looking down to this bottle that Myshkin had on him and closing the tendrils back over and finally resting. And as he does, and he begins to dream, he would likely reach out to Kaivar. I don't even think it would be intentionally. I think it truly is. He is just missing this family that he created that he's never really had. And for him, Kaivar truly was the start of that, because it had always been him and Faroük, and maybe he started to take that for granted, but to be seen by somebody outside of Farouk who he feels as like, well, Farouk has to tell me that I'm cool. I think it really resonated with him. And so, as he dreams endless, Kaivar's face pops up. And he, with that, closes the gap between planes and would find Kaivar while he is sleeping.
Go ahead and roll a spell attack.
All right. 32.
Ooh, strong tonight.
Baby, I got her plus 15. Come on now.
Go ahead and give me a will save, Kaivar. Chrissy, you have free reign to enter his dreams.
I think when Chrissy arrives, he's a little taken aback because he was not anticipating or expecting it. So he kind of just like lands, almost like flutters. And he seems bigger. He seems like he is human-sized as he lands. What is he seeing in Kaivar's dream? Because he is not replacing Kaivar's dream. He literally has just dropped himself into the middle of it.
The structure itself feels a lot more rigid than human dreams. Normally, we experience something which might be described as a wash of color and emotion and people and faces and experiences. Kaivar's dreams are much more segmented, rigid, something that can be more easily compartmentalized and stacked away, almost like hexagonal pods, stacked one against each other. There's this vast open space. You've seen this before. It's in this same kind of space within Kaivar's mind that he dreams. There are certain influences there, but they're not present. They're merely distant, like weather on the horizon. It's a little oppressive, but in this present space, Kaivar is almost sorting through the memories of the day. In particular, having seen some of Farouk's people and their culture, you see those strange memories of his, represented almost like those hexagonal boxes. They almost seem as though they're alight with fire sprites. You can see that they are singed at the edges, but also alive and glowing, contrasting slightly with the memories that Kaivar has claimed purely as his own. Memories that normally are just rigid tightness and unformed. But at first, he doesn't even notice you, because he is so in tune with the idea of simply sifting through and sorting the memories of the day.
I think Chrissy kind of just stops and, almost like a doting parent, watches from afar as Kaivar completes these tasks in this more rigid format before clearing his throat just a little bit, a little noise to deviate from the norm. He's not trying to scare Kaivar because he knows what could happen. He doesn't want to do that. So he just
Will save. Disadvantage. No. Kaivar is not afraid of hearing a cough, but he does look up quite quizzically. And whilst he knows that what he's looking at looks like his friend Chrissy, he's not really quite sure what to make of it at first. So you get a very similar experience to what happened when Kaivar first saw you. You know, he sort of approaches slowly and has that quizzical look on his face, twisting it to the left and right, getting a better view with each of his eyes.
Chrissy is glowing. Like, his gown just sparkles. No matter, like, it is an unnatural sparkle where he is twinkling with starlight. And his silver gaze meets yours, and he just tilts his head to the side. I hope you're doing well, Kaivar.
Ah, yes. So it is you, Chrissy. Ah.
Kaivar
Yeah.
sort of observes the sparkling regalia around your form.
You have groomed yourself well, yes, Chrissy. You are very shiny.
Only here. I'm resting. And I hadn't meant to come here. But apparently you called to me. It's good to see you. And he slowly approaches with arms extended. It is... I don't want to say it's unnerving to see Chrissy in this light. There's a soothing presence about him, but it is very different. It is very much fairy godmother, where he is just like floating. He doesn't even take steps. As he walks, he hovers just slightly above what the floor would be as he approaches. And he extends a
Eerie as
hand,
heck.
and he just smiles. I hope you're not upset with me for leaving. I don't do well with emotion.
I'm not completely sure, Chrissy. It wasn't good, but a lot of this is new. It's not knowledge, but it is something I know. Something I feel. I'm unsure. Yes.
You
That's
get that
okay.
expression. You get the expression from Kaivar's aura that there is genuine confusion and that he has been trying to figure parts and pieces of that out. He still struggles with the idea of the emotional connectedness that people can have. And it's not even something where you need to, roll a dice or anything to figure that out. It's written all over his face. Not so much in the buggy features, but just in the aura surrounding him that you can see. Tapping into his dreams, you can feel the emotional resonance. You can understand what the order and the boxes represent. You can see that it's knowledge, and it's order, and it is calming and comforting. Kaivar's own dreams are starting to lose some of that rigidity. They're starting to take on more of that emotion. And so as that happens, slowly but surely, it is beginning to reveal the nature of his person, where emotions are still relatively unknown to him for the depth and complexity that they offer.
I think... Is this happening, like, as they're talking? Is the environment kind of changing?
Not so much the environment, more the aura around Kaivar. The environment itself has remained fairly static, but given that you're walking in these rooms and you're a powerful presence, if you were to say push something aside and change it, I think it would easily manifest.
Okay, good to know. Chrissy kind of just continues walking over to Kaivar, and like, instead of like taking his hand, he places his own on his shoulders and looks down at Kaivar, which is weird. I too am learning how hard emotions can be, because they are not set. They change like the weather, and they are not easily defined. But I would be remiss to say, not to say rather, that I do miss you, Kaivar. You are a really good reminder of why I do what I do.
I miss you too, I think. I've learned so much, yes? But some of this is so unfamiliar. It leaves me wondering. Look through all that I know, and it's not quite the same as whatever's been described. Strange, perhaps, but maybe not to some. You were the first to show this to me, then Farouk, and Lily, and Farouk, and then the others. But yes, they are difficult to understand.
There's a very soft, sympathetic smile, and a little bit of a chortle, if you will. Honey, emotions are scary, and that's just how it's gonna be. But it does warm my heart to know that you feel them too. I trust you're doing well. Eating, sleeping well.
Sleeping not so much. Farouk's hammock is not, Kaivar does not fit properly. Maybe fits too well.
Tell that man to put you in a box. Jeez, what? I know he got boxes. Trust me, because we go through mead like it's nobody's business. You tell him to put you in a box with the blanket. I'll tell him. Where's his head? He sleeping?
He has had much zucchini bread. He's asleep.
Y'all had zucchini bread without me? You know what? That's neither here nor there. I'm over it. I came here to be supportive. I'm not upset. And like, you can see like a little eye twitch. As he says that, there's a little eye twitch, like, I'm... And anyway, okay, zucchini bread, that's good. That's good.
Chrissy, do you have a question?
Chrissy kind of like shakes himself out of like the little tizzy that he put himself in, and like takes his arms off Kaivar's shoulder and like straightens out his gown, and like the V-cut's nice, and like we're just... I have an answer, I think.
Ivar motions with his smaller hands, and then eventually with his larger ones, and a portion of the plane on which you stand begins to fold over. And it folds through you and through your perspective, collapsing almost like the page of a book, turning back on itself. There's a new plane on which you stand. On this plane, you can see a few of those strange hexagonal boxes from earlier, representing memories and knowledge. These ones are different. It's almost like some of them are bent out of shape, or like they're made of mercury. This isn't mercury that's falling into shape based on gravity and running like liquid. It's like it's angrily trying to fight against its shape. You can tell that there are emotions here, and you think that that's probably what's going on. To understand a little better, go ahead and roll occultism.
Oh, heck. Okay, I'll do it. Oh, that's fine. Let's see if I get it. Oh, God.
You're on fire
29.
tonight.
Yeah. Don't make me do anything really important, because then that's when the bad rolls are going to come.
You got a 19, a 17, and an 18 so far tonight. You're doing good.
For now.
Ivar approaches one of these hexagons, and he does so gingerly. Before you saw him sorting through these without much care or thought, but in this instance he doesn't even reach out to manifest some kind of movement with it. It's like he's working around what he thinks could be a live grenade. There is a distance and proximity that he puts between himself and this part of his mind that he's been so easily able to move around and even partition off. And you get the question from Kaivar. Rizzy, this is part of what I'm not quite sure I understand. I've felt it before, but it is attached to knowledge that is necessary. It doesn't fit with the rest of the plan. It doesn't seem to want to. It doesn't feel right. Without even touching it, understanding more about the emotional spectrum than Kaivar, but also with your deeper connection into his mind, you can start to realize that whatever's in that box is tinged with the emotion of fear. A deep, primal fear. And kind of like the boxes that you saw which represent Farouk's culture, something around the edges is tinged. But it's less about the edges of a slightly burnt page. It seems more as though it's the black soot that you would get at the edge of a forge.
Chrissy kind of takes this all in, and he's looking gingerly over these misshapen hexagonal pieces and these colors and the imperfectness of all of it. And he stops, kind of just taking in the one that Kaivar specifically has pointed out. And he walks closer to it. And he reaches a very delicate finger and just runs it along the edge. And now, RoBear, you can tell me absolutely not, but I want to see if I can feel that fear, or like get a glimpse of what it is, and if it is similar to the vision that I had when I first stumbled upon Kaivar in the square.
Go ahead and make a spell attack.
This is where I get the one, baby. Okay. Where? Give me a second. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, a nat 20.
Are you sure it's where you get the 1? Hell yeah.
Kaivar. Feel safe.
Nearly double 20s, man. Oh,
Ooh.
Kaivar, what does it reveal?
it reveals the sum total of knowledge surrounding what was seen by Chrissy and Kaivar when he first reached out to him and was overtaken by that vision. You see that same flaming insectoid from earlier, and you see more warped visions of it. Things that have been buried, things that accumulate tiny scraps of lost knowledge, all of them building together into something that represents a picture of accumulated knowledge for Kaivar. But the emotion that has started to truly take form as Kaivar has gotten to know the group started to tinge this particular fragment of knowledge in his mind. And it has made it incredibly unstable. It has made it as though it's like a cracked piece of glass, which light is now diffracting through. It's unsteady, unclear, clouded by that emotion. Most interesting of all, though, there are two tints of fear here. The first of them is one that is that overwhelming, deeply primal fear. Fear of being eradicated by whatever these flaming monsters are. The fear that comes from all small creatures as they see something bound to wipe them out.
There he is.
Little internet blip.
Okay.
You ended on wiping out Kaivar. Last word you said was wiping out.
It's built on that larger primal fear, initially, that fear of any small creature of being wiped out, of eradication by these larger predatorial species. Underneath it, there is a secondary fear, a fear of authority and of failing them. The fear that arises when you have not fulfilled your mission.
Damn, that's close to home.
If you guys can hear me, 1 second, I need to restart Discord.
Cool. Sounds good.
Save some for the rest of us,
dice.
please.
And continue.
Hold on.
Being greedy.
I'm really not trying to be greedy.
Or you're setting the bar of where we're gonna be.
Maybe it'll just be, you know.
Sam,
No,
have you
it's
seen
only
your
good.
rolls?
Don't
Have you
manifest
seen
anything
your
else.
rolls, Sam? I don't know about that.
Poppycock.
All right. Pick back up in the scene.
Oh dear.
Okay. I'm gonna take a sip of water. I've been talking a lot.
This is Chrissy's episode. We're just here to watch.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
You guys are free to continue.
Okay.
Cool.
So, this is what I want to do. It's going to be a little outside of the box, so just hear me out. But I did get the nat 20 And I did get the critical hit deck card. And for a spell, it is petrified. Right? What I would like to do is, as I continue to run my finger along the edge of these cracks, my hand just stops in the center and there's a pulse of light that just pauses the amalgamation of these moments. So as these things are kind of coming forward in this hexagon, the surface itself almost begins to look like ice. Very transparent. And these warped images and fragments just stop. Can I do that?
It's all flavored. Have fun.
Perfect.
Also, RoBear, you're quieter than you were before the blip.
Shouldn't be.
Oh, there you are. Now you're loud.
I turn to look at Kaivar. And I take a very, soft sigh. And I extend my hand again for his. Come now. I'm with you, and I will keep you safe.
You can tell that there's a moment of hesitation, but not hesitation for a lack of trust, hesitation to ensure that he takes the action he means to. As at first Kaivar reaches out a larger hand, but then reaches out a smaller one instead. And with one of his small hands in yours, he then places one of his larger hands down, still quite gingerly towards the now solidified surface. And suddenly, it unfolds across the plane, that hexagon that you have stabilized. You start to see a frame unfold, but it's like a mesh of different worlds combined together in a mess. Unfolding in hexagonal patterns, across each one a different scene of these monsters, a different amalgamation of what has been learned, represented by the figures that stand completely motionless.
I think as this happens, Chrissy will guide Kaivar, if he's willing, through these stills, treating this place as if it is a museum of memory. And
100%.
just stopping wordlessly and really taking in the scenes that unfold. Kaivar, these, as you know, are your fears. And it's okay to fear them. They are real experiences that you've had. But I will urge you not to allow them to control you. These moments, they are important because they have taught you something. They have changed you into who you are today. Allow them to be that and nothing more. Your destiny is greater than your fear.
With a little guidance and with the unpacking of emotions that Chrissy's just done, Kaivar connects the idea that he's read about of fear and what it does to your actions to the actual feeling and the emotion, and just locked in that association. Now understands what it truly is, now understands that that's the emotional response to it. And it's no longer primal in that sense. It starts to become, even in its rigid form, a lot more organized all of a sudden. Kaivar looks around with a certain degree of certainty now, and then looks back to you.
Chrissy is smiling like a proud papa as he feels a tug that pulls him backward. I'm proud of you, Kaivar. My time here is up.
It is harder to feel fear when someone helps you understand it.
Kaivar can start to see that Chrissy is being pulled away from the vision, so he speeds up just a little bit, trying to get as much information to you as possible. Sorry, retcon that. Kaivar doesn't say I.
This one, Kaivar, does not quite know what to make of all of this. But ever since it was shown to us first, I have been searching, finding small scraps here, there, wherever I go. Yes, I've been trying to understand and trying to unearth it all.
Keep on saying I am so sorry. It's really hard.
It is.
Inconsistent, Audrey. I
You're
apologize.
okay. You're okay. There is a very wide grin on Chrissy's face as he is more quickly being pulled back, and then that hover that he had starts to become flight. I will be with you, Kaivar, to work through them. I promise. I'll never be far away, even when I feel like I am. I'll see you soon. And as that happens, there is just a very warm light as his wings extend outward, now massive, and curl in to hold him, glistening like a dragonfly's would, in myriads of blue and gold and green and purple. And he's gone.
Must remember to tell Farouk to save zucchini bread and meat. Yes.
As Kaivar walks away in a very matter-of-fact pace, behind him the plane starts to fold back in on itself. And with a gesture of two of his arms in one way, it returns to the previous plane, where all the other boxes are being stored. This time, that hexagon that has been stabilized is brought with him. And he begins to configure a new stack. It stands suspended in the center, with clear lines and places to information that is just missing. It's like the insect equivalent of seeing that Always Sunny in Philadelphia red string and corkboard with all the conspiracy stuff in the middle. But everything that Kaivar has gathered thus far sits at the center.
Soon. Yes. Maybe. No. Must learn more. Must learn more. Yes.
Kaivar returns to sorting through, a little bit more purpose in his stride now as he goes through his memories and continues to unpack and rearrange the archive in his mind.
I think from there's a quick blip to Farouk like on his exit. And without actually like landing or stopping, if Farouk is sleeping, or when Farouk is sleeping, there's just a shout across the sky. There is no body, no visage that you can see, but you know the voice well, Farouk. And it is just, put that boy in a damn box, would you please? He is not comfortable in that damn hammock, you know better. And as soon as it comes, it is gone.
Farouk just gets a trailing glimpse of someone shouting at him as he rolls over in his sleep, but he looks over out the window as he rolls onto his side, and he can just see a little bit of a shooting star go across. And he smiles before he shuts his eyes again, because he knows in his heart of hearts it was you harassing him about something.
Perfect. Let's say, just for sake of expediency, like that happened over the course of one night for y'all, but it has felt time's a little different, right? I think as the weeks have progressed and everybody has gotten into their things, and around week 4,
we're gonna cut there.
Y'all's, yeah.
Back on the construction site.
All right.
Surrounded by constructs. Intruder alert. Intruder alert. You are now flanked on either side by large, hulking, clockwork constructs. How do you proceed?
I'm sorry. I did not mean to intrude. I'm new to the city, and one of the wardens was acting as a impromptu tour guide. We took
Showing
a
him
wrong
around.
turn. Yes, precisely.
Yeah. We didn't mean any harm, or to stumble upon whatever it is you're doing.
All of these constructs close the distance between you and them by 10 feet to 5 feet.
All
I
right, you're
want
getting
both
plenty
of you
close now.
to roll diplomacy checks.
Please don't fail me.
+1.
No.
The construct near Myshkin begins to close the distance. Invalid permits.
What kind of permits do you need?
Containment initiate.
That's all I know what this
Myshkin.
means.
That construct extends its arms out to restrain you. It is not violently trying to hurt you, but it is immobilizing you.
I should warn you now, if you're planning on using handcuffs, I will probably be a little more slippery than expected.
Intimidation check. As it latches around your waist, almost like those awful city trash trucks that badger the trash cans and wrap around them. As it jerks and it sinks around, and you see this nozzle open up. As you are immediately, it's like silly string, shoots and coats the front of your face as it attaches in this web-like structure that blinds you.
Have I seen this before?
You understand what a containment droid is capable of. I want you to go ahead and roll a society check with advantage.
Sick. We love that. Well, you know, at least it's advantage thing.
It's a newer
Thank goodness
model.
It's not a 1. Oof.
You haven't seen one that uses this spray instead of a traditional hoodwink.
Don't hurt the cat.
You know that this is definitely containment and detainment. As one steps 5 feet towards you, documentation.
She produces her, I don't know what wardens carry. Do they have like a card kind of thing or a badge or whatever?
Whatever cool
Or is
thing
like
you
a
want to have.
seal or brand?
I would preferably have something as dope as Game of Thrones, some sort of really cool looking house pin to wear that you could put on, you know, like winter formal wear that would make you look
Actually,
like a
you know
boss.
what? I like that because it could go on her cloak that she always wears. Like that could
Absolutely.
be what holds her cloak together. And so she would just like move her hair out of the way and be like, here. But if you need me to go with you to talk about everything I can, I need to take care of our guest.
What does a warden's pin for you in the Forgotten Lands look like?
I
Thank you.
didn't know
Good
they each
save.
look different.
I barely got the new button. I went for the old one.
Does each warden have a different pin, or I guess if we're gonna go with pins, according to
There's a
their
unifying theme that goes for the Forgotten Lands that would be identifying where you're from, but you can make it whatever uniqueness that you want that would follow something to the effect of this endless wild growth fey Forgotten Lands.
I like the idea of the pin not being a full circle, but an almond shape, like an eye. And inside of that, you know, if you had red eyes where you could see those veins, instead it looks like branches that are overgrowing around this pupil, which could be seen probably as like an orb of cloud and mist with little lightning around it. So.
This red light of two small, almost mephit or impish looking constructs with a center orb and an almost ruby glass-like eye in the middle orbits around and scans in circles. Warden, documentation, Forgotten Lands, permit denied.
Excuse me?
And it steps forward. it extends its hands as it goes to contain
I'm sorry,
you.
who is in control of you right now? Because this is incorrect information.
Intimidation check. This will be, intimidation.
Oh my god. Chrissy, what about those rolls?
I
You sure could use them.
I don't know what you're talking about. Chrissy's not here anymore.
You're gonna have to go see Geppetto to wish upon that star.
Not the glasses.
Sorry, Chrysanthemum's not home.
Oh gosh.
Oh, y'all want an oracle now, do you?
I want my badge to work.
Leo, I'm taking you to see her. To the Oracle.
No, anyone but them.
She can explain how to use the Matrix better than I possibly can.
There were not enough whiskey in my cup to understand the third Matrix. As this construct also contains you. And the same mist hits your face and binds as it blinds you. And then you can hear this hum. And you can hear the fire, and then you feel the liftoff. As you begin to transport to a location you do not know. You and Myshkin can still hear. You can feel the wind brushing past yourself. It is incredibly loud, though, between these two constructs.
I'd say during this transfer and the blinding, although unable to see it, the freckle in her eye would be trying to light up and just failing over and over again. Kind of like somebody pressing a reset button, like turn it off and on again. Yeah. How long are we in this transfer?
It's been 10 minutes.
10 minutes? Where are we going? That's a long time by flight.
Oh, yeah.
I guess I'm further than 3 miles away from my husband now. Oops.
No, this is the RP of that. This is your time.
Yeah.
Is there any wiggle room at all?
Pretty tight, but a sleight of a hand roll could certainly convince me how much.
How insensitive of you, RoBear.
Myshkin is mostly cloaks and robes. His actual torso is very skinny, and at this point, he is trying to just get any kind of purchase he can. So, I'm going to roll. Would that just be a flat stealth? Or,
I would.
Ifrit would be a sleight of hand.
This is a level-based DC, so it is going to be. It will be high. Remember to use your cards. We have plenty of them.
Oh yes. Okay.
In Pathfinder, thievery is the equivalent of sleight of hand.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're very welcome.
What would the cards are all very small for me? What would people recommend I use to stack?
Advantage.
Would it be inspiration or advantage?
I would play an advantage card, and I would play a D10 that'll give you a +3 to your roll.
Yeah.
I would go all out on this because it is a high DC.
Okay. Does anyone mind if I draw from
Don't
the
care.
party hand?
Yep, they're in the party hand. You should use them. Go for it.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm gonna do an advantage, and
I'll
what
let
would
you
the other one
know.
be? Sorry.
I'll let you know right now. The DC is 32.
Oh God, darn.
Okay. So would it be inspiration 1d10 would be the best one to use in this?
Yes,
Yeah,
you'll use that
yes.
one, and then you can add a +3 untyped to your roll.
Just get a nat 20 forehead.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, you can always. There's always a 5% chance.
Ah,
So-
advantage, 10% chance.
So I'm rolling.
Ding ding ding
So-
ding 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 ding
Hang on.
ding.
So I'm rolling at advantage, and I'm adding just a 3 to the roll.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nat 20!
Yes. Get you some.
Oh my gosh, and you beat it by 1.
Okay.
Nubs be nubbin.
So, Myshkin. Where are Myshkin's wrists at this point? In midair.
Well, since they're mage hands, I don't. They just float along with you. That's up to you to tell me.
So are my arms restrained, or is it just my wrist and face? I guess my waist and face.
It does have you held underneath your arms, so your arms are open. It's definitely using the natural T of your body to help support yourself.
Okay, so I'm T-posing through the air. Okay, so with a nat 20, would you allow me to cast heat metal?
Yes.
So, in the air, Myshkin still has no idea what's going on around him. He can't see anything, but he knows there is metal around him. And as he flies through the nighttime air, 2 pockets of green just light around his wrist as both pendants glow. And the scaly, 5-fingered hands appear at the end of his wrists. And moving them in the ways that he has practiced the semantic movements, a small ring of green fire starts to glow around where he is being held. He feels it burning through the cloth and the fabric that wraps around his frail body, but he grits his rather fanged, serrated teeth as he just bites down against the pain, and he feels the metal all around beginning to loosen and weaken and melt as eventually
It does not melt.
It does not melt. Okay, cool. Well, my robes are on fire, but I'm just using that, I think, with bits of fabric beginning to loosen around.
You look like Night and Cat. All the
But-
sparks behind you.
With the amount of fabric that is being lost around him falling down to the ground and revealing a very skinny, very emaciated frame underneath, Myshkin just slips through the restraint. I'm imagining the web still very much on his face, but he is slipping down
You do
into
not.
the night air.
Slip into the night air.
Oh, what happens then?
As you continue to be held by the construct, you begin to hear alarms. And you feel yourself drop. As you begin to hear system overheat. System overheat.
Am I still in the sky? Like, are they separate?
You've been flying in tandem. You feel yourself pause. Held and hover. Emergency landing. Engage. And then Myshkin, you can feel and a familiar feeling as you feel Featherfall engage as your construct shuts down. Still held in that spot. Metal is very hot to the touch. But your construct is shut down. And you are falling. And you are blinded. Lolly, you can feel yourself begin to descend down as well.
Quick question. What week is this?
It's been 10 days roughly.
Yeah, this is somewhere around week 2.
Okay, so sorry, not me. I was gonna try to divine or intervene, but
No,
I'm
don't worry.
sleeping.
Let us figure it out. If we die, we got characters.
All right, Myshkin, you have free reign as this thing is shut down around you. Do you want to try to pull yourself from this machine now?
Yeah, no, that is 100% what I'm going to try and do. Yes, please.
Go ahead and do another thievery check. DC on this is 26.
Okay.
There's just a bit of a squeeze that you can't quite get out as you continue to slowly descend.
Okay. All of my spells are offensive. Okay.
You can continue to try to heat metal and break your constructs without, like, totally destroying the machine.
I'm going to, can I use lightning bolt? But because I'm imagining it picked me up right way up, yeah?
Yes.
So I am going to blindly see if I can aim lightning bolt at its feet and see if I can jolt some kind of mechanism in there to get the rocket starting again.
You're a brave soul.
Question, do you have the shocking grasp spell or
I have electric arc, which is less
electric
explosive.
electric arc is definitely gonna be your play here.
Okay, I will attempt that blindly.
Go ahead and drop it.
Okay. Oh, so it's just automatic. So that's 12 points of electricity.
No, there's definitely a check on this bad boy.
I'm pretty sure it's a save. It's a,
Yeah, it's a save.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Wouldn't that electrocute you?
If memory serves
Actually, it's
correctly, it's a
metal?
reflex save.
yeah, I think it's a
Yeah.
basic reflex.
Yeah.
You just have to hit
DC
cast spell.
26.
Just hit cast.
So I've already done it. Just. Oh, there we go.
Thank you very much.
That's
All right.
I'm about to have Kentucky Fried Kitty.
Kentucky Fried Kitty, get out of here.
Myshkin
All right.
Clothes.
The machine is at disadvantage. so are you at disadvantage. So this is just a straight push.
Oh, exactly.
Okay.
As it just saves, you can hear the crackle of the electricity bounce off into the distance as you just miss trying to reboot these jet engine legs.
Okay, I mean, if it works, it works. I'm just going to continue trying to burn at it as much as I can. I'm going to try and aim a little bit towards the chest. Whatever I can do, I'm doing this blindly. I don't really know what this thing is, but I'm just going to try and put as much fire as I can into this thing.
Not to be the Pathfinder rules lawyer, actually, are we changing the way saves work? Because in this, they technically still take half damage here, even if they succeed.
In this case, since he did not do get the full amount, I'm just ruling like it cackled and it went out and dispersed. Okay. So I was taking in if he succeeded, then it would reboot the engine. In this case, I just gave it flavor that it missed since he was blinded. If he wasn't blinded, then I would have said that it hit the creature and
that makes sense.
Didn't restart. But yes, thank you for helping the clarification. For you guys to understand a little bit easier what was going through my head. As you struggle, Myshkin, as you begin descending, Loluphia, do you do anything in your containment?
She would not fight authority. It's very lolly, unfortunately.
Myshkin, to no avail, you just end up opening the grasp right before you hit the ground. You feel wind rushing around you. And then your feet touch down. And you can hear large propellers. As two small hands, after you're set down, you break yourself from this. You can feel this construct stagger back a bit. I need you to roll the damage as if you cast heat metal 3 times.
Okay.
What?
I would probably have been doing this at 4th level, so I'm gonna roll.
Good luck. Oh.
Go ahead and roll this once, and I will do triple damage.
Okay.
All right.
Now I roll again.
Was it Armin 10?
You hear as the construct falls apart and crashes onto the ground. At the same time, some of those small impish constructs and like a awful spa treatment wax pulls those blinds from your eyes. And you can hear now for the first time propellers. And you look and you can see one crumpled construct. 4 of these floating observational impish constructs. One very large, magish looking construct looking from an Overwatch bridge down below on both of you. Myshkin, you look down onto the floor and you see the silent gear.
Are there any windows around at all?
There are. And you both know you are in a floating building. As you can hear the 4 propellers on either sides of this building. You can hear the crunch and the consumption of the recycling of goods inside this. You all have been set down inside of one of the silent gears floating recyclement centers. You are not currently in any danger. You're sitting inside the center platform, observed by constructs. You have seen these float around the city before. Construction sites use them all over Stormforge. Not all floating buildings are recyclement centers. Some of them are literally just that, buildings that can move from place to place. But this one in particular is definitely linked to the construction site. Myshkin, you know that you have stopped wherever they were taking you. This was an emergency drop spot.
How's Loluphia looking?
However she was when they first restrained her. Can she hear? Or is it just blinded?
Oh yeah, you've been able to hear the entire time.
How loud is it?
Pretty dang loud. Propeller props and the crunch of metal as it resides and goes through slides and ends down, large gears turning, very, very Belmont Tower-esque, Castlevania style.
We can't, I can't speak, can I?
Yeah, everyone's had their masks have been removed.
Oh, okay. Am I unrestrained?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Sweet. I would like to read the air.
You take a deep breath as you survey a social situation, showing courtesy to all around you as your intuition swiftly picks up clues about social contexts and unspoken assumptions of behavior. Your body language subconsciously changes to take advantage of this information, and you use it in your own interactions with those creatures. As part of casting a spell, you recall knowledge using society to gain information about the immediate social situation. You also gain a +1 bonus on your next diplomacy check if you make an impression on these creatures. Go ahead and roll that society check.
Oh, come on.
17. You
I
retain.
would like to luck that.
Go for it.
That's a 20 at least.
You retain the information that I presented you, that you were in a recyclement center that is a floating building. You can see the emblem of the silent gear below, of which Myshkin has been inquiring about so much. You know that you are still within the zone of 3 miles from Kallisto. You know that you did not reach your final destination, as it was an emergency landing in this area. You can see no humanoids, but these surveillance drones watching you. The 2 containment clockware soldiers, one which is now destroyed from Myshkin's own hands. The other one standing stoic, looking for directions.
Looking around, nope. Placed free to an extent. You said that the one in front of us is on top of a bridge?
Yes, it is up above, looking down at you. 4 hands, elemental orientations, fire and electricity residing in its palms. Eerie blue underneath its mechanical hood.
Seeing this, Lolly would slowly, not to alarm any of these other beings in the room, walk over to Myshkin, and while looking up, thought you said they didn't like magic.
It is as close as science can come to it. But, and looking down at his burnt and shredded garments, but also the glowing green hands, they know what I am now. Keep up your deception.
Did you take damage?
Because of his Rakshasa nature, I am ruling that he took no damage and was able to strategically place the heat metal as to not harm him. And if there was a situation where it got a bit too much, his resistance kicked in and took care of himself. So he currently has no damage.
That is very kind of you, thank you.
Nat 20, baby, you earned it.
But looking around, Myshkin just turns to you, Loluphia. The fact that there are no handlers here means we are surrounded only by automatons. That is good for now.
Well, being surrounded by them does not mean that people aren't listening in. Careful what you
Precisely.
say.
You, and he just nods at your pendant. Any chance people know where we are?
I have no idea. Lolly is going to turn from you and look up at the main elemental automaton. Are you in charge here?
I am in charge.
Oh, good. It talks back. How long are we meant to be in here?
You can see it pays no attention to your question and continues controlling levers, beams, and pieces. Roll
Hello?
a diplomacy check with your +1.
Okay. Went right over that 20.
A pain.
Hey, earlier when you told me to roll at advantage, that wasn't my card, right? Can I roll at advantage?
I think you have to say it.
Dang it.
Choose advantage before you roll.
I did. I haven't rolled yet.
Wow, not sound gaslighting.
It pays no
All right, well,
attention
she's just waving
to
her
your
arm.
questioning.
Sorry, say it again.
It pays no attention to your questioning.
Well, I'm out of ideas without assaulting them the way that she looks you up and down. You did.
Looking around, how, and specifically looking at the automaton on the ground, and the walls and the windows, can we see Stormforge from where we are?
You cannot. You can only see bits and pieces of the horizon. It is not a very windowed building. There is minimal to look out. It is that old style basement window that's too high for you to even look out. May even have some bars, ones that are put there to where you go, what do they do this for?
I would like to attempt to contact Kallisto via my necklace. Did you say I'm within distance or not? I think I missed that. I am. All right. Myshkin, you already would know what's happening as the purple pendant that she wears that reflects 2 elements of water and fire lights up. Hey, let me know if you hear this.
Magic detected.
You caught me. You caught me. Yes.
Quickly letting you know that I'm in trouble. I'm in a box in the sky. Something about the silent cog. And her necklace goes dark.
Do I get this? Do I hear it?
I want to hear how you react if you do.
So
It's
I do get this. I just want to make sure that there isn't some kind of signal jammer.
Was
or
it
something
crackled?
Like that. Yeah.
I want you to roll.
Box sky.
I want you
Bob,
to
we had a
roll.
baby. It's a boy.
And a baby, it's a old school. I want you to roll
wait.
Oh,
your spell attack. Loluphia.
sorry, I fully lost.
I want you to roll your spell attack.
Oh, so much better.
29. Kallisto, it is a short but clear signal. And it is far away. As far as Loluphia has ever probably tried to contact you before.
Right at that 3 mile mark.
Right there.
And it
Okay, interesting.
it phases out as the signal cuts. As it goes for you across the threshold. All of these small surveillance constructs drop down. Deception check. Myshkin.
Oh, okay.
As he's doing that, he's also preparing a spell. I would like to do so. Deception.
Remember, into your mic, please.
28.
Four perception checks. 28 is the line.
Hopefully they only have a +1.
17.
They would have to get nat 20s, right?
By the looks of the maths, yeah. But let's not say anything too quick. Phew. There you go.
They all focus on you, Myshkin, as you draw them in away from Lolly. You convinced them that you were up to something magically, but you were also holding this pocket spell. And that is where we will cut from your scene.
What's my husband doing? Playing card games with our son?
Ooh, I think they're playing charades.
That's pretty mom.
I will let all
Oh yeah,
of
you
you
are playing charades.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We gotta
I will let
performance
you-
check that.
Refill your beverage real quick and use the restroom.
Thank you. Ed,
Kal-
thanks for
Kallisto
this.
suddenly shouts out, "Gear! Damned gear!" And Kaivar is like, "Yes, it absolutely is a gear," as he's got all 6 of his limbs in different directions. Trying to replicate a cog.
Oh, this
I
is
like
so
that too,
good.
like,
This
it's-
is so
It's in the
good.
middle. It's in the middle of Kallisto very begrudgingly participating in charades, and then all of a sudden, he gets the most distressing message from his wife.
And he's like, thank God. Just
Thank
immediately.
goodness.
Oh, you have to act like a cat.
Speaking of, I am going to take the dog out for a moment while we go ahead and do this, if that's okay.
Cat dog.
Yeah, I will be right back.
Oh,
I will go refill my water real quick.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry for the stress I'm putting on your marriage. Very sorry.
This is exhilarating. Lolly's never had this kind of fun outside of with hanging out with Kallisto. She's really
like,
rarely
"Hey,
ever far from him.
Shall we
Yeah.
get a pet? And can he stand on 2 legs?
Well, you know, we
That's
already said you're a
All
mangy
he
nut.
has. Yeah.
He's even more mangy now.
Yeah. He needs
God.
he needs a makeover. Okay, he needs a makeover.
Okay.
Lolly does not know how to do that, but she's never had a daughter. Would you like to be my little girl? I'm so excited though. This is fun. I hate how
Stressful.
split we are because it's hard for RP, but
Yeah.
at the same time, we got
also
so
very
much
good
good
for
Chrissy
RP.
Kaivar stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Considering how much Drak you've been really leaning into, yeah, Kallisto really doesn't like Myshkin now. On a scale of
My
1
wife
to
is with this
10.
man in a box.
Did you tell me? Did you say that you're with Myshkin?
I
Or
did
did
not.
you
I
just
said
say
I
when-
am in
yeah.
trouble. I am in. Did I say a box? I think it was a box.
Yeah, in a box
Thinking like
in
a
the
metal
sky.
box or something in the sky.
And you said silent gear.
Yeah, silent gear.
Uh,
Which Myshkin
yeah.
would have, or Myshkin said that he told you. You did, right? I know you told Lolly that last
Did you
episode.
tell me about a silent gear? I don't think you told me about a silent gear. I think you told me about the trove. You wanted to reach out to a trove. I don't think you told me about the silent gear.
Yeah, I know last episode you said I told your husband, and I was like, you told me. But I did not deny if you told him or not because I wasn't sure if you just mixed this up.
Feel like hang on, let me go through.
So that's why I said silent gear, hoping that Callie would be like, great, the cat's there
Yeah.
too.
I can't remember. You definitely mentioned the trove, and like you wanted to reach out to a trove for something, but I can't remember if you told me in character if it was the silent gear or not. Because I don't remember rolling any check to know if I knew what a silent gear was, because I'd imagine as a warden I would. But I do remember rolling to know what the trove was.
Yeah. Where is it?
Also, don't let me forget to tell RoBear when we come back that I was also preparing a spell. I forgot to say it because we cut! Okay, I'm gonna refill my water.
Yeah.
Also, I changed my angle. You're all over on this monitor now. And it's kind of nice because now it looks like I'm looking at y'all.
Right?
So-
Yeah.
So if anybody
That's why
noticed, I switched my view. I was moving stuff around to see what looked best. Anyway, be right back.
I think it was during our 3-month period. Or was it 3 weeks?
It was 3 weeks. Yeah, it was 3 days for us, but it felt like 3 weeks to everyone else for the timey-wimey stuff.
I was sure I'd written it down. I'll tell you why I think I'm confused. Yeah, I had a conversation with Loluphia, but I've had it in my notes. Every single time, one of my to follow up notes is ask Kallisto about the silent gear because of your knowledge of like mechanics and artifices and everything like that. Right, okay. But I still think I would know what it is. Yeah.
I don't know if I know what it is because at least from the way RoBear described it, it feels like they're an established like name in there's like the fact that they have a whole recycling plant that's more or less out in the open because it is just flying there, it's not like concealed or anything like that. I imagine that it's the equivalent of being like, I'm at the Apple headquarters. It's like I know where it is. I know where it is. Like I might work with them.
Steve Jobs.
So I imagine I know where it is even from the names. I don't think that's an issue, but I honestly don't think you have told Kallisto in character about it. So I think I asked why he wants to learn about the trove. I think he was cagey about the reason.
Yeah, I remember Myshkin definitely angled it like, I want to help you with your arm.
Yeah,
buddy.
exactly. Yeah.
I hate lying. It's not fun. Whatever character I play next is going to be super happy and just an open book, I think.
I think it's great. I love it. I love the tension there is. Because I think it makes sense for there to be tension with everything that's going on.
Also, is it as warm for you as it is for me?
I thought it was just me. When you mentioned it was warm for you, I was like, okay, cool. It's not just my house holding in the heat more than usual. Because it was very sudden as well. Because like earlier today, I was like, it was fine. Like it wasn't great, but it was fine. But then I had an interview right before this. And partway through the interview, I was like, I'm really warm. And I don't think it's like nerves. Because like this person that was interviewing me is a friend of mine. Like I'm comfortable with them. So it wasn't like I was sweating from nerves. It's like, why am I running really hot all of a sudden? But yeah, I think I think it just got really warm in the past, at least for me, the past few hours, like 4 or 5 hours, just starting climbing up.
Well, and I'm sure this is fascinating for our mostly US-based listeners. But yeah, this morning I had to take a train out because I had an audition. And I was like, and I was in like sort of like button up, long trousers. I went in, had my audition, and the first thing I thought was, it's nice and cool in here. Midway through, again, I wasn't nervous, but halfway through I was just like, oh my god, like I can see myself underneath it. And I stepped out and it was this wave of heat. It was horrible. It's been that way all day.
I don't know if it's sudden heat increase, I guess. I don't think it's a wave. I think we should be fine like a couple of days. But like, yeah, it just that the temperature suddenly rose like pretty significantly.
Is it
at least
humid
for us.
too?
Burgers count as snacks, right?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just asking.
Amen.
I think so.
Praise to the
I
cow.
believe so.
Perfect. I'm gonna shuffle on over so you don't see me do my big, manly, meaty
What's
burger
y'all's
thing.
weather temperature right now? Here,
Uh,
actually, I'm pretty
now
sure I have both of your locations in my iPhone weather thing because I never changed it. I had to be
Probably.
prepared.
What is it at the moment?
I calculate it in Fahrenheit. It's not that high in Fahrenheit.
What is your perfect degree in Celsius?
My perfect, in my opinion,
Speak
would
British.
be
to
like
me.
16, 17 degrees
Oh, that's
for
hot.
me. I think that's really comfortable for
What
me.
is that for me? Hang on. 16
For you.
Celsius to
Like
Fahrenheit.
60.
Oh, that's mine too.
Yeah, that would be like the perfect amount. Cause like,
High
like,
50s,
I'm
low
cool
60s.
enough. Yeah.
And cloudy and rainy.
I
should
like
be in
the rain.
England.
I'm not a fan of the rain. I would prefer it to be that temperature
You're in
or
tree.
like clear skies. I don't know. I
California.
think
I'll go to-
California's pretty warm from what I
You don't want
understand.
random hurricanes suddenly that we've never
Oh,
had
no,
ever?
I'm good. I think we had like last year or a year or two ago, we had like the highest wind speeds we've ever had before, and it wasn't
Yeah,
even
y'all
a
had
hurricane.
something
And I was like,
pretty hard.
I'm good.
Honestly,
This is
it's
as
just
much as I
Lolly
want.
going through the sky right now.
Yeah. It was Lolly from the future telling me that one day I was going to play her husband, and just letting me know.
Was preparing. You know, they called it Hurricane Hillary, but it was actually Hurricane Lolly. They just had to change
God, that
the
needs to be
name.
I was gonna say that needs to be the next hurricane's name, but I just hope you don't get Hurricane. I feel like that's really weird. But hopefully the next hurricane's called Lolly.
My best
No,
friend.
hopefully it's not another hurricane.
My best friend's name is Katrina, and during the MySpace days where you would be like something like your name would be so seen, hers was Hurricane
Ooh.
Katrina, of course.
Yeah.
And now I get to be her matron of honor next month, and I'm so happy. I'm gonna cry.
Aw.
Hey.
I didn't
Nice.
get that, but it's out there. I don't mind people knowing my name because it's in all the like TCHP stuff I've written
Your
anyway.
name's Drak.
But yeah, sure. But okay, I won't say my name. But there was a whole meme that was about a name, and it was so annoying because
Dang,
everyone.
Drak. Yeah, I know that meme.
Yeah, that meme. Yeah.
Back at it again
But-
with the white vans.
30 is 85. Atrocious. We're getting back into
Yeah,
triple digits this week.
That's why I'm not gonna. I'll visit Florida. That'd be
That's
cool.
not normal. We don't have humidity.
No, you don't want
so
that.
It's a very dry heat, which is nice.
Yeah.
Because humidity makes it feel like it's not only excruciatingly hot, but then you put a sopping wet, warm blanket on top of you,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is horrible. We don't have that part. We
I've
just also
visited,
don't have shade.
You don't want to go to
Yeah.
Florida.
Can't have
Right.
the sweet without the sour. Team Four Seasons, deciduous forest, rolling hills.
Oh, it's only 86
That does sound
today,
nice.
which is like 30.
So, picking up
All
in
right,
a
how's
wild
charades going?
game of charades back at the Amber Forge.
Okay, so I think, it's Kallisto's turn to be the charader to try and get people to guess, and you have Kallisto kind of like hoping, like eyeing the front door, hoping for a Loluphia to come back, or like looking up to the door that would lead them up to the rooms, just wishing that they'll be
Dad, we're running
allowed
out of
to
time.
leave.
Hurry, they're gonna take it.
Okay, and he just goes.
Sorry,
he holds
Kaivar.
up.
Usually it's faster than this. Dad's an amateur.
Is
Like,
it
I feel like
okay?
grandmas
Ziva,
are-
yes.
Destroying
Oh,
us
100%.
with
Grandma,
Farouk.
it's like
They got like
grandmas
6
and
points,
Farouk.
and we're definitely at 0.
I
Would
think
be
we have
negative if
one.
it could be.
I think we have one
Do
purely
we?
because of Ziva. I think Ziva
Probably.
guessed Kaiva's.
He did. He did a fox.
You know what I did? I did a fox, except it wasn't a fox because I called it a cat,
Yeah.
Well, you're not
and it was
allowed to
close
say-
enough.
Anyway, sorry.
Kaivar, this is gonna be our round. I can feel it.
Yes. This one, Kaiva, is sure that this one is And in his head, he's trying to think of any other word but cat.
And Callisto's like holding up the 3 fingers.
It's three words. Or 3 syllables. I can't remember. How are you playing, Dad?
Are we doing words or syllables? Okay, I guess it's words.
3.
It's words.
Okay.
Okay. He's so frustrated.
Okay. And Ziva is leaning into Kaivar. Not sure where his ears are, so he's just kind of like leaning toward him. Okay, so it's 3 words. So we have to pay attention very closely to his body movements, all right?
Yes, Ziva. As
Ziva turns and
Kaivar
squints.
turns a knob on his vox and he gets audibly quieter.
Kaivar, I think it's Caddy Wampus. That's 3
Stop
words, right?
cheating.
I'm getting clarification.
Don't listen to Farouk. It's wrong. He's with grandmas. He's the enemy.
Farouk is not friend?
Not right now. He is enemy. Number 1.
You were referred to us as Team Wisdom. Whippersnapper.
That's a weird
no.
way to say team losers.
Ifrit kind of turns and goes, "Come on, Ziva, I've definitely taught you how to shit talk a bit better than that. Loluphia not here to. Come on." And Kallisto will go, "Okay,
Mom would be winning
words.
with us, though.
3 words," and then does like a hand gesture for short, but then lifts it up to their height.
Grown up?
And then does like a roaring sound. Not sound, but like roaring gesture.
Cub to lion. That's 3 words.
Flaps their arms like their wings and then does
Why is
the
it a
roaring
bird?
motion again.
Ziva grabs the
Don't be too excited. That's just Kaivar not being afraid of you roaring and Mark flapping your wings.
He doesn't actually roar because you can't make
But it's not
sounds, but he does the
20,
roaring
we can
motion.
because he understands what it is instead, right?
He's just a brave toaster. I'm sorry. He's just a brave little toaster. That's it.
Ziva takes the animal book that he gave you earlier and is like flipping through it.
What the heck is a down to up bird? Lion.
And then he
roars.
points at his arm, his lava arm.
Fire. Phoenix. Rise from the ashes. Rise from ashes. That's 3 words. Dad.
Did rise from the ashes is
That's
4
4.
words. Go.
Rise from ashes. That's 3 words.
Oh.
And I think as he's about to
No.
give another clue, where he's about to like stand. He's on the table. He climbs onto a table, I think, and begins to almost crouch as if he's about to show another thing that this creature does. And I think mid crouch is when he gets this message from Loluphia as his pendant glows a blue.
Groundhog Day.
Wait. And the pendant flickers and goes out, and he grabs it and just goes, Loluphia, can you hear me? Where are you?
Is it Mom?
Yeah, I just got...
Mom
a
and
message.
Dad! I got it! That's what it was!
No,
Ziva was the small thing, and then it was us!
No, it was
I
an
think that's the
adult
point.
magma dragon. I think Lolufia's in trouble. I thought she went to the library. If
Loluphia and Myshkin are in trouble?
I don't know is Myshkin. Loluphia only mentioned herself, so I don't actually know is Myshkin.
Loluphia's in trouble?
Farouk
Yes.
didn't know what the
Yes.
I knew you were lying, Farouk! You have seen Myshkin.
I don't know if I have or not in the scene. I'm sorry, I can't tell you.
You rolled deception last time.
Yeah, not in the scene, but like recently was the context of the question.
Yeah,
Like,
it
have
was
you
last
seen the cat
episode.
around? You know, like.
You rolled
I
a
thought
14 on deception. Ziva rolled a 16 on perception.
Yeah, but I can't remember, like, was Myshkin, like, outside here? Like, did he reconnect
No.
since
It
then?
it was the context of like, have you seen him since we last all were
Yeah, like the
congregated?
days.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Loluphia's in trouble. They mentioned a box in the sky and the silent gear. Above the
Silent
table.
gear.
Would I know of the silent gear?
Go ahead and roll society.
Oh, was that determined during break? If the two of you... had spoken about it or not?
No, I think I've just spoken about it to you, but whether you've communicated that to Kallisto in the time.
I almost forgot. RoBear, because we cut it right at break, Lolly was also preparing a spell.
20 society.
You've never met anyone that's been a part of the Silent Gear. For you, it would be like organizational Bigfoot. It's like someone saying, "Oh, that's the mafia," or
Okay.
random organized crime. It's a conspiracy theory of Stormforge that some people believe in far more than others.
Silent Gear. Not sure about that, but flying box in the sky, probably one of the flying buildings. And I'll turn to Ifrit, I think, as well. Would Ifrit know about this? Because Kallisto would be like, Silent Gear, does that mean anything to you? A flying box and a Silent Gear?
How apt is Ifrit to believe in conspiracy?
I think believing in them. The thing is, there's a difference between like hearing about it and believing it. I don't think she believes in most conspiracy theories. I guess it depends on what the theories are about the Silent Gear specifically. But I think it depends on what the theories are. I think if it's like, oh, the Silent Gear are mind controlling aliens, or like secret government, she'll probably be like, okay,
this
that's
would
a
be the
bit much.
belief that
Focus
there
more.
is a organization that so deeply believes in the sciences that they're willing to do whatever it takes to eradicate magic.
Ooh.
That science can replace, and it would go as far as resentment of magic ancestries.
Okay. I think they would believe that, not because of like experience, but I think I'd imagine that they've, in their long life and just being
experience that they have interacted with and possibly had odd experiences that make them allude that they would think something is out there. I think it's more I think it's more a case of just they've met so many types of people, and people who probably just as fervently hate magic users, that it wouldn't be hard to believe for them that there is like a whole group organization of people like that. So I think they would believe that something like it exists. Whether or not they think it's as powerful as people say it is a different story, but I think they do believe it. So I think Silent Gear is real.
Yes, no, and this is Ifrit talking. Yes, no, I've heard about them. They're the strongly anti-magic group, faction, criminal organization. People talk about them quite often, blame odd happenings on them a lot. What does that have to do with
It's a
Loluphia?
charades group. If it's silent.
No.
This sounds like adult stuff.
Yeah. And Kallisto will climb down from the table, who he just climbed up, and kind of ruffle Ziva's hair, and then kiss him on the forehead and just go, Ziva, it's getting late, so should get some sleep.
But
You want to be awake.
It's like 7 o'clock.
Is it 7?
And he looks at the clock. No,
No, I was gonna say.
this kid in time.
Yeah, no, we need to get you to sleep so you can be up and early, for tomorrow's lessons. Mum's gonna be teaching you some more magic. I've seen some of the spells she plans on teaching you, and you're gonna want to be awake for that. Okay?
Okay. Come say goodnight when y'all get home.
We will, okay?
Okay.
don't
He
stay
hops
up
up.
too late practicing magic.
Yes, sir. And he kind of scurries up the stairs. Night, everyone.
Good night. Okay, the silent gear. What can you tell me, Farouk, Ifrit, and any of you about the silent gear? A flying box, a flying building? Do they have a building?
From what I've read, can I roll like Bardic lore or something to see if I can figure that out? I imagine it's probably a disadvantage given that this is not in the realm of knowledge that Kaiba would look for, but worth a try.
Go for it.
Cool. Flat roll or disadvantage on that?
Flat roll.
Alright.
$24. Nothing within the texts of the library that you have been to would have alluded you to information on the silent gear. However, you have read at length about construction of the city and how it's formulated. So the description of a flying building you would immediately recognize as very known and accessible.
This one, Kaiva, does not know silent gear. No, but building like bird that fly. Yes. Ivar knows this. Yes. Like Stormforge, but small. Yes.
Yes, yeah. And again, above game, is there multiple buildings like this? Is like, are there various?
Oh yeah, there's buildings like
flying
this all over.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we have buildings like that all over the place, just for ease of movement and change of location. Sometimes they're used for events or just private companies or industries. But I honestly cannot figure out where to start. Actually, hold on. Would it make sense to have a map of Stormforge?
Oh, of
Like,
course.
would that be a thing someone would have? On the map, would there be like so I imagine the flying buildings probably move fairly frequently, but would there be like spots where the most frequent locations of those buildings are? Like, this is where usually this building is. Would I be able to figure those out?
Absolutely. You can lay down the map and you take a protractor that has been at the same length and has been bound far, far long ago in that 3-mile radius. As you make a trace across the map of Stormforge from the Amber Forge,
Okay, well,
you know that somewhere on the outside of this radius is your partner.
the pendant seems to have been cut off. I don't know if it's because of an anti-magic shield or just out of range, but we can usually communicate with each other by about a 3-mile radius. It just cut off after they sent the message, so either, like I said, anti-magic shield, or the building is moving and moved out of range. So I want to look at all the areas that I've marked with this protractor that is like on or near the edge of our reach.
Anybody who's looking at the map, roll a diplomacy check. Or I'm not, sorry, not diplomacy, society.
Society.
Nah,
Or-
B, I'm just gonna chill up in the stars.
Or survival. Survival will also work if survival is better.
Survival is 1 better, so it's, I don't think it makes too much of a difference, but I got 26. Would be a 27 with survival.
I'm sure
I
it's
rolled
not
for
a
V.
stretch. sure it's not a stretch to imagine Kyver is not good at survival. So society is
You
better.
got a 23 and Ifrit got on that one.
Oh no.
I only know what's in my shop.
Is this even Stormforge?
You made this up.
Farouk not being skilled with a map at all.
I can't tell you to point anywhere on that map, but if I were a betting man, you're not going to be anywhere near the city center.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I can only imagine there was some commotion that'd be too hard to hide.
Far too loud.
There are
Would I be
two
able?
different spots. You're looking towards the east or the west of Stormforge. I am writing down
Opposite
now
sides.
on a piece of paper what side they are on.
We could be chopped liver if you pick the wrong one. It'll take hours.
It's useful to have an oracle.
Oh,
right now.
I'm just gonna sit my celestial pina colada up in these stars, honey. I am
That's
resting,
advice.
relaxing. I got my mask on. I'm getting my nails done. I'm hanging with the girls. Like, we good.
Oh, you're
I
having a
don't
girl
know.
day. Oh my
If-
god.
If Kallisto finds out that Myshkin's involved, this just reinforces his opinion that group is just trouble.
He
I
actually
wouldn't be an
kidnapped
oracle if it
Wally.
wasn't for
Kill
it.
him.
Only in
Um,
2023 do you look down and go, oh, I don't write anything in my office.
How about I choose and you don't know?
Just straight on the GM himself. Oh,
Is she on the
I
east
hate
side?
this.
Or the est side?
East? I thought you said we.
Weast.
Change it to Wumbo.
I love this. This is
I
a
one
package.
boat, you one boat, we all one boat.
Smitty working Jaegerman, Jensen. He was number one.
But
He was
Gina.
number one.
East or west? Crap.
Oh.
Quick question. And it's. Damn. I'm gonna.
I have wrote it down, and it is now held in this hand.
Okay. Okay.
Coin flip?
No, I have an idea. Sort of. And it's gonna be the pinnacle taboo of TTRPGs. Do I have a way to contact Killthread? I think that's his name. Killthread?
Kill Thud.
Kelthud?
Killthread, that's it. Do I have a way to contact him?
Maybe through our pin. I don't know. It's like a network.
There we go.
It's called the Pinternet.
the Pinternet.
I keep it next
it
to
is
my
the-
vagina.
Oh my god.
You get the best service down there.
God.
I would assume that you have a sending
A
stone.
Internet?
Yeah.
That's hot in this world.
Okay. I would, and I'd imagine I probably have it in my rooms. I would, like, you'd see in not a panic, but everything, like the slight animosity he had to his uninvited guests, the frustration with charades. I think even in this moment, the very softness he had with Ziva, now that Ziva's gone, kind of disappears, and he switches into very much warden mode as he pats his hand down against the table on the map as if he's just thought of something, just realized something, and without a word leaves the room and goes upstairs to his bedroom. And I think a moment passes, maybe a minute or two, where he rushes back down with the sending stone in his hand as he's going to try and contact I need to remember the name.
Kilthud.
Kilthud is kill.
Yeah, when you kill something, it drops to the ground and goes thud.
That's a good way to remember. Thank you. As he tries to contact Kilthud.
Yeah, Kallisto, what can I do for you?
So Loluphia might be in trouble, and I'm not entirely sure of the location. I've narrowed it down to 2 places, and I need help taking on each of them. I'm going to take out the west, and could you take out the east?
You're needle in a haystack there, buddy.
Yeah, sorry, I'll give you the coordinates. I've narrowed it down a bit more specifically, but there's a flying building in the east. I'll give you the coordinates let me give it to you now.
You've narrowed it down to a flying building.
Yeah.
You realize this isn't increasing your odds that much.
No, but I've narrowed it down to
Kallisto,
2
what the hell's
specific
going
ones.
on?
I don't know, Kilthud. Trust me, if I did, I'd give you all the information I have. But trust me, this is all the information I have. Apparently, the building's linked to the silent gear. Loluphia tried to contact me through the pendant and was cut off partway through.
Silent Kallisto. Is everything okay?
Kilthud. No, Kilthud, no, everything's not okay. My wife is missing and in trouble right now, and I need your help finding her. I'm only one person, I can't. The 2 locations are on literally either side of Stormforge. I can't take and search both. I need you to help me.
He's gonna do a perception check on you. He thinks that you might just be losing it a little bit.
If you say Loluphia's in danger, of course, I'm here. I'm here for you, buddy. But you're gonna have to narrow the search. How are you gonna... It's 7 o'clock in the evening. We only have 1 ship available in the first place.
You handle the ship, I have a jetpack. I can figure something out.
Jetpack. You're gonna go searching for Lolly in that jetpack? You haven't even used it yet.
Listen. Either way, we're gonna have to find her. Either I wait for you to take the ship to the east and then wait before I can take it to the west. I'm going to find them, and cut as much lost time as possible. I will be fine. I have the scroll of feather fall. If I fall, I won't fall and hurt myself. I'll be fine.
What are our clues here? What are we working with?
So it just cut off. It went out of range of my pendant, and my pendant can reach about 3 miles. So I drew from the center. I'm currently in the Amber Forge. So I drew a circumference around Amber Forge about 3 miles long, and figured out where the buildings would be crossing over, and that's how I narrowed it down to these 2 locations.
Kallisto, perception check on your call with Loluphia to give as many context clues in the short message as possible.
Perception. I'm going to use inspiration and advantage.
Good call. Very good call.
So I'm going to go with D10. I think I have a D10. I should.
Remember, we can't hear unless you're on the mic.
Oh, yeah, sorry. And I'm just looking for a D10 if I have one. Yeah, I do. There we go. D10 inspiration and advantage. There we go. An advantage. As I roll this perception, the moment he heard any form of worry in Loluphia's voice, he started listening like a goddamn hawk. I'm gonna call it the husband bonus.
The
I've heard this in
husband
the movie
bonus.
Taken once.
Husbando bonus.
Very Liam
Husbonus.
Neeson.
Oh no, that's not good. Sorry.
There you go.
Ooh.
36.
That's odd.
Gears. Turbines. Conveyor belts. The crunch of metal. All things that you were able to pick up inside that short passage.
Would he have heard Myshkin saying it was me?
Now, I view this as a strictly
Yeah.
two-person.
Would the two locations I was able to narrow it down to, at least for Kallisto, would they make sense for, like, would both those be viable options for this loud gear crunching noise he was hearing?
There is construction on both sides of Stormforge.
Yeah, through the call I could hear gears, the clunking of gears and conveyor belts. So definitely some crunching of metal, some kind of construction or metal work at the very least, and some very heavy industrial level of it.
This is a perception check, so it would have been plus 10 again on this, so a 19.
There's construction on either sides of the town at the moment, but this late in the evening, it's a crapshoot.
It's better than doing nothing. Which of these spots are closer to you? I can take the further one.
Right now, I'm centrally located in the same way that you are. It's either I'm the same distance for me.
Okay. I'll go for the east. You go for the west.
Are you sure?
No, but it's the best we can do. Either way, it's a 50-50 chance.
Okay.
Is east. Your decision, Kallisto.
Yes.
Kaivar. Farouk. We have both been waiting here as this decision has been made.
Where are you going, Kallisto?
I'm going to find my wife.
Let us help.
Yes. This one, Kaivar, will help. Yes.
I don't have time to argue. Fine. If you have a way to fly, then do it, because we're going to need to.
Kaivar,
can use Dimension Door.
I will be frank with you, Kai, but I don't know if it's going to help too much.
Oh.
Kaivar, you're gonna have to trust me.
Kaivar's eyes widen in a little distress.
You're gonna have to hold on.
Eyes continue to widen. Just gives Farouk a very, clearly very scared, hesitant nod.
As you hear the screech of Faroük as he lands down at the front of the doorway.
All right, Faroük. You get a shoulder, and I get a shoulder.
As I wild shape down into a fiery golden eagle.
Son of a...
Is that the 3 words?
Fiery golden eagle. Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess the
bird,
grandmas and
fire.
Farouk get the word, get the point.
I think the 3 words might be Kaivar shits himself.
Oh, that must be the lava part. Diarrhea.
There we go.
Cha cha cha.
Good luck.
Kallisto doesn't even wait, he doesn't even wait to see the transformation. Kallisto's already grabbed the jetpack and is heading out of the Amber Forge.
Both of the eagles are waiting there, hovering for you, Kaivar, to grab on to your strong hands.
Farouk gave some encouragement before all of this. So give me a moment.
Damn, double 18.
Ivar will trust. Ivar will be brave, Toaster. Oh gosh, this is gonna be bad.
As they latch on to your shoulders. Kallisto.
You hear a buggy alongside the cause.
Go ahead and give me a crafting check.
Okay. Am I going to use a card again? I sure as hell am. I'm going to use inspiration. I think I have a D8 somewhere.
Oh, you know what? Question. Do you are you trained in martial weapons?
Let me check. I think I'm an expert in martial weapons, yes.
Roll your martial weapons.
Okay, but I can't seem to roll it directly, but it's a plus 11.
Oh, that's weird. Yeah, you can't just roll off of
I
those.
can't click on it.
You could always make a jetpack icon and bind it to martial weapons, I guess.
There we go.
Ah,
19.
nearly the 20.
Damn, it was so close.
It's a rough start, but you get in the general right direction before both of the thrusters are off. I definitely look at Farouk like he's gonna die. We look at him.
There's no wind
I
in this
would-
box, but I feel a shift in it.
Okay.
I would like, as we, cause I don't think he'll be fully flying the entire time. I think it'd fully be like he'd fly enough to get onto rooftops and be using the jetpack to just get from rooftop to rooftop.
Yeah, you're kind of like you're hedging your bets. You're Spider-Manning
Yeah.
kind of through the city.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right. As you all head east.
Wait, I need to zoom in. Hold on. No, it was west.
Chrissy.
I am being carried by these 2 birds, and we're not even going in the right direction!
The disturbance in the fabric. As probabilities begin to lay out for you, indistinctly a silver thread is pulled from your friends. Your connection from immediate with Kaivar and Farouk rings true as you begin to see probabilities of failure.
Sorry, I've got to talk about what I just put in the chat.
I had a very productive break. Sorry. Let everyone want
Jesus
to go get
Christ.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Incredible, Ed.
Oh my god. Oh my
Sorry,
god.
Let everyone
Put it
want
in
to
the
go
lube.
get drinks, so yeah.
I'm so
Nope.
sorry for interrupting, but oh
Sorry,
my
go, go,
gosh,
go.
I was dying in the background.
Damn. That's funny. I'm gonna make that my background.
Oh, I need to use this meme. Okay, I'm saving this.
Back on track.
Back on track.
Oh, question. Since I'm seeing all these things shift and play out, am I seeing, like, what exactly am I seeing? Am I just seeing, like, probabilities of failure, or am I seeing, essentially, that Loluphia and Myshkin are in one place, and Faroük, Kaivar, and Kallisto are in another?
You were detecting that your friends are in danger, that they are not where they need to be, and you detect death.
I put my little celestial pina colada down. And me and the girls are done kikiing for the moment. And I'm going to reach out to Kaivar. As the way that I'm perceiving this is like the stars themselves, the cosmos are starting to weave fates as I see these threads just create a myriad of different images where the scale is no longer balanced. And I see at that point the threads begin to pull away, more taut than I've ever seen. And I feel the vibration in Loluphia and Myshkin. I'm kind of stuck for a moment. I don't know if I should go, if I should stay, where... Because I feel...
Skill check challenge.
Oh, gosh.
To be able to understand the situation, you have to make a 3-part skill challenge.
Okay.
This will use your spell attack.
Okay.
This is a 24, 26, 28 skill challenge. If you
Okay.
roll a nat 20, you will automatically succeed. If you roll a nat 1, the skill check immediately fails.
The trauma.
This will reveal all details and allow you to intervene.
Okay. I hate it here. All right, let's go. Shit.
You got lucky, you got cards, and do the thing.
You definitely want to hedge your bets
Sure you
as
call out
best
cards
as you
before
can.
roll.
Yeah, I can't see the party hand because it's very tiny.
If he clicks,
I will
Oh,
handle
okay.
cards for you. You let me know what you want to do. You want to play a
I-
luck to re-roll this?
I do want to play a luck to reroll this.
All right. Luck out.
Those Chrissy rolls.
I steady myself and I control my breathing because I feel my heart begin to palpitate in my chest as the anxiety of actually losing these people hangs in the balance. I hate this. 25.
25. Success. You begin to see the divergence of two different forces. You can see Kelthud, the associate of the Wardens, heading west. You can see Kallisto and the rest of your friends headed east. Second skill check. Do you want to add anything to your roll?
Do we have a D10 inspo?
Yes, you do.
Yes,
Add a
you
plus
do.
3 untyped to your roll.
Okay, circumstance, I'm just adding plus 3. Okay.
34.
Okay.
Success. You can see Kelthud is headed to a floating recyclement zone in the west. You see it explode out of the sky
The ship?
as Kelthud's strand in life fades before he's even able to reach the floating building. Then you look to the west or to the east, and you see your friends find nothing. One last skill check.
I'd like
What?
to do it at advantage.
At advantage.
I don't know if we have one in the party hand, but I can send one if needs be.
Burn
I think
it.
I might have one in my hand. Let me see.
We've had some. Yeah, we've got one given today.
I have an advantage. I'm just gonna play it.
Okay.
DC 28.
I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating. I'm not sweating.
You got this.
Fuck!
Oh no! Take a luck. A luck reroll.
Can't- I already used
I
luck.
even used one. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. I'm going to finagle this. I'm going to finesse this because I'm mother flippin' Chrysanthemum. Okay? Where is it? Where are we? Honey, please.
You had anything else?
I want to, if I can. Hear me out. Can I expend an eye on my robe of eyes? Because it gives me something called prying eye, which
You
is
pluck
fine.
an eye from the robe and toss it into the air, where it turns invisible and floats to the destination you choose. What are you trying to do with this eye?
I am trying to add a 1 to my skill check by using this eye to help me achieve that.
The eye does not help you in this kind of skill check.
God, okay.
These skill checks suck. They really are so strict.
Yeah, no, I get it. That's fine. That's fine.
That's okay. It's not a nat 1. We're fine. Kilthet's not.
Where does that leave me right now?
There's 2 out of 3 successes.
2 of 3 successes, yes.
So at this point, what can I see and make sense of, and what can I do?
The only way that you can bend fate is to pull on the threads of your curse.
I do that. No hesitation. Because right now, I'm in the safest place for that to happen. And if I return to the stars and become stardust, so be it.
Okay. That you invoke the cosmos. This is one level above your capability. This is a DC 34.
Come on, Pussy Rollers.
Is there anything that you want to add? While invoking the cosmos.
I'm trying to figure out what I can add.
You can add a +2, I believe is the best thing that you can do.
I'll do that. It's a D8. I have that in my hand, so I'll just play it.
You have a +15 that's going to turn into a +17. Since you are in the cosmos, while invoking this, you will roll with advantage.
Okay. Clicking the freaking button, and I'm sweating.
Yes!
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 Yes.
Get you some!
You see what this man's is capable of? This is Chrysanthemum.
Goosebumps 36. Chrissy, I will let you describe the basic kind of chronomancy where you flip these scales.
I think what happens is Chrysanthemum's body almost begins to ebb and flow like an enigma, no longer a humanoid form, as it starts to kind of cave in and implode in this light. And there is no sound coming from his voice, but there are thoughts that are screaming into the aether as Nixie comes and just in that constellation moves, and anybody who is looking up at the night sky would see what looks like an aurora that is very centered on one location that is so bright it is hard to look at. As Nixie just kind of scoops this form into the center of her hand and begins to kind of like spread this energy out to cover these very specific tendrils, and just there are rays that shoot down, and y'all would see these lights heading towards you.
And it's like a flash.
Yes.
The moment you are flying towards the east, jumping in that direction, and then when you open your eyes again, these Aurora Boreas-like portals open up, very in-game-esque, as you step forward into a different piece of time and fabric. As you walk out onto the bridge of Kelthud's ship, as it heads towards the fortress, and you see an avatar in star form of Chrissy in front, as a full globe and star shield comes up over it, as you see explosions go off in the distance. At the same time, Myshkin, Loluphia, you unleash your spell.
So, before we do, Myshkin, just as these small clockwork spies are floating through the air towards us, just whispers at Loluphia, "Remember the dragon," and just nods in your direction.
She nods back.
I know that you are just automatons, but I'm going to enjoy this. And Myshkin is going to cast Horizon Thundersphere at the Major type at 3 actions.
And at the same time, Loluphia is building her spell in this ball amongst her hands as it grows to blend itself and to morph together into that same Horizon Thundersphere. Do you have a
No rolls yet. No rolls yet.
Oh, no rolls?
This
Okay, sorry,
is
my
where we will pick up at the beginning of next week. Let's go!
Oh, that's
Why
so
are we ending
exciting.
early?
God dang.
It's only like 13 minutes early. I think this is a good spot.
This
I
is the
think we
spot.
should-
This is definitely
good.
the spot.
It's getting wild, y'all.
It's gonna give me time to figure out how Kallisto's gonna react to this as well.
Don't worry, we're about to cook.
Save
It's a good
Kelthud's
thing you
life.
have
Hold
an
up, let him
oracle
cook.
friend. Just saying. Mhm.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
I mean, we'll see how Kallisto. Drax.
I don't
love
care.
this.
Yeah, no, I don't. Chrissy don't care what Kallisto gotta say. You're
Got the
welcome.
19! Dude, DC 34! 17 or above.
Good
was
play on
good.
adding that. Yeah, those are hard checks.
I
That
was
was some
fully
Mudcat
prepared
energy
for
there.
Chrissy to like be de-winged or whatever it was, eaten
I killed my
alive.
friend.
But oh,
They
damn.
suck. As soon as he said
Wait,
it, I was like,
kill with that?
no, we're gonna die in this box.
Kelthud survives!
I would have felt so bad.
How does
I
he
love
survive?
Kallisto.
I think I.
Chrissy's shield. Shield of stars.
I-
Walked into the
yeah.
Oh, because the time thing.
shield.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
basically
Gotcha.
made Chrissy become something that wasn't physical and a tool, as he is supposed to be for Nixie, who he called upon to essentially like reverse. Hey, Uno reverse that. 8, you know?
Yeah, you're literally in avatar form. Like you are playing on house money on the material plane right now with your full character, just literally manipulating time and space. And I am loving this.
I love the idea that you've swapped them, and Kallisto, Kaivar, and Farouk are just like, oh wow, we're on the ship. Where's Kilthud? And over in the skies to the west.
Does a bird catch him at least?
No, Kilthud's on the ship. Kilthud's.
Yeah.
He's-
Oh my
He also
god.
has a
Like
skull
I
feather
just,
ball.
I'm
Yeah.
seeing this in my head, and it just looks so cool. Like very like a constellation of Atlas, literally holding up the world as this shield. So y'all are literally looking at Chrissy, but not Chrissy.
I need Chrissy
I love this.
astrologian
Oh.
form immediately. I need this Star Druid shit.
Right? Oh my god. I
Also,
am.
I don't think we
excited.
spent 6 weeks apart. Whoops.
Yeah, I think we haven't spent 6 weeks apart. I think this has been 10 days.
Hey,
Maybe it was 6
What's-
weeks for Chrysanthemum.
what's more D&D than that? You know? Hey,
Plans didn't quite go to plan.
In
Hey,
the
I
next
just had to have
artwork-
Oracle retcon that 6 weeks for me. That's all.
What were you saying, Ed?
Next group artwork I want against a night sky, and I just want like the vague impression of Chrissy just like in the background.
Oh,
So good.
Yes.
Oh,
my
and
God.
by the way, for everyone, why we lost our shit right before this came on, that's because of this.
Oh, yeah,
Congratulations,
I can see
Ed.
it now.
It
is
was a
fantastic.
very, very productive brief.
It was by Ed, the incredible artist Ed. Of
Wow,
course,
yeah.
the incredible GM and clearly the incredible
Hire them.
graphic designer artist. Yeah, it's commissioned them for art like this.
It's so good, dude. I am honestly,
rates
this is incredible.
are very cheap. My
What
rates are-
beautiful, detailed descriptors. I still can't get over the way, Raven, that you said peels like the flowers or petals from a flower. And I was like, oh, that's so delicate. So
You could feel that.
Very Chrissy.
He loves me. He loves
It's
me.
a beautiful episode, y'all. I'm beaming. I'm so ready.
I'm so happy. This was so
I-
good.
What I need is like not even like a short animation of Kallisto terribly flying the jetpack.
Yes.
Freaking the hell out in the arms of two eagles. It's like,
You know
I
what
was
it
about to
is?
say, terribly doing charades.
You know what this
It'd be
is?
actually great.
This next piece of art, it's going to be that. Like, center stage is Chrissy on the edge of like the floating
thinking the exact
fortress.
same
We've
thing.
absolutely got Lolly and Myshkin throwing their spells at these automatons. And then you've got Kallisto, also hero posed, flying off there. But in the background, silhouetted against the moon, you see a tangle of limbs and wings. And you don't know what that is, but you do know what that is.
What if Chrissy is the moon, but it's like my Furby, so their limbs are just sticking out of the moon, and then their face
Oh my god, no.
is the big moon.
Absolutely not.
I'm here for that.
That's
I
some
am
like
too.
Eldritch horror shit right there.
That's my life.
Well,
Eldritch horror.
Hey, that's,
what's more
welcome to the
D&D
21st century.
than one person who can't fly a jetpack and two eagles carrying a bug flying in the wrong direction while someone else is literally Doctor Strange manipulating time, space, and fixing the rest of the party. Classic D&D.
Trying to figure out what I would end up being in the MCU in this instance, and I would want to say Ant-Man, but not as... Ant-Man is actually a hero. Kaivar feels like the whole idiot savant thing, you know? Like, I don't know if that exists.
Kaivar makes me gives me Vision vibes. I think. Like,
Vision?
That's
Actually,
very
I see it.
kind.
I actually
That's
do see
very
it. The
kind.
like not fully understanding humanness. I can see it.
Well, I was born yesterday. Like that kind of
Yeah.
That reminds me of a Bluey episode, and I'm not going to bore you with that, but I love Bluey.
Stop, I
and
love
it is
Bluey.
So
many people.
good.
I need to check out Bluey. I know it's a kid.
It is
show.
literally
Apparently,
the best
even
I'm
kid
adults
show in the
telling
love it.
entire
you,
world.
it doesn't matter if it's a kid show because I will watch it by myself without my kids. It is so good. And there's an episode called Born Yesterday where the dad literally pretends like he was born yesterday.
Yes.
And it is just so, it's so cute. So cute.
I like when the kids try to keep the dad from kissing their mom. It's so funny. Protect
That right
her.
there is that's actual dog behavior too. Whenever, like, good lord.
It's so cute. Everybody watch Bluey.
My
Because kids shows, some kids shows are actually really good. Like I was so my little sister used to love watching Sophia the First on I don't know, it was some Disney channel, but like for kids. And some of the music consistently was like Disney movie standard. Like even there was one where it was about like their bunny rabbit entering a bunny rabbit competition, and he was a blue ribbon bunny, and it slapped so hard. I was like, is this from like a movie? This sounds like a Disney movie, like classic. It was so good.
the rest of the day, I'm just gonna go around walking like Wong from Doctor Strange. I'm just opening up portals for Chrissy to move portals. This is my.
I love that.
Farouk is definitely Wong to your Doctor Strange.
I see that. Yeah.
I love that.
I think Kallisto would be a mixture of either. God, what would Kallisto be? I think Kallisto is closest to Peter Quill, minus him being played by Chris Pratt. like Peter, comic book Peter Quill. I
He
think
does
is
have that
closest.
energy, yeah.
Yeah,
Like
And just being an
incredibly
absolute
driven
white
by
guy.
passion, right?
yeah.
Now
Absolute
you
white
just
guy
made me want
as
Michael
well.
J. Fox to come back and to be Star-Lord.
Yeah.
Please.
He would be an amazing Peter
Yeah,
Quill.
Dude, it's like the What If episode where it's wonderful with Chadwick Boseman as Star-Lord. And just,
T'Challa as Star-Lord. That's it. That's who I am. T'Challa as Star-Lord is Kallisto.
Just think of
Yeah.
the juxtaposition
But also
where you
very
get
sad.
to switch the genres of nostalgia as far as the music goes to that.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that
I remember
soundtrack
that
would be-
episode.
Oh.
God, that episode. If you just brought back the most pleasant memories. Watching the episode with T'Challa as Star-Lord, I think was like, truly, I don't think I experienced as much like black joy as I did watching T'Challa as Star-Lord. Obviously, like Black Panther, of course, but then seeing another black character play Star-Lord and so well. I remember pausing the show and having to just doing a lap around the room, like, holy fucking shit. Holy shit.
because it's fucking perfect, right?
It works
like for
so
the,
well.
For the characterization, it is literally exactly what Star-Lord is. And it's exactly what fucking T'Challa is too. It's perfect. Like,
Yeah,
100%.
T'Challa as Star-Lord is Kallisto. God, I need art of that now. God damn it, you got that in my head now. Bye.
And on that note, I'm going to wrap up this episode before we get demonetized from our own verbiage. Thanks, everybody. If you miss next week, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry, because it's going to be a banger. Love you all.
It's about to go down.
And champ!
Bye. Bye.
What's going on, everybody? I'm CaptainRoBear and crew here for Stormforge, episode 17.
Whole crew's here.
Yeah.
The band is back together again. Feels good. Feels like Wednesday.
It really does.
It
Wednesdays
wouldn't feel
feels
like
so
Wednesday
good.
if party members
So-
weren't in jeopardy.
I mean, I don't know about any of it, so that's fine.
I mean, technically,
I'm perfectly
one-
fine
no
where
one-
I am.
Technically, I don't know. Kallisto doesn't know. Kaiba doesn't know. Farouk, no one knows except for the people currently in jeopardy.
Ed and I, we're in danger.
I'm in danger, girl.
Yesterday, we had several folks under the weather coming back from PAX and sick. So I decided, we're just going to wake up and go fishing. Well, we nat one'd on every fish that we tried to catch. So my backup to this, to do something interesting other than fail at fishing and go home, was I was going to have a pack of giant possums roll up on us to go badger the decks and the trash cans. And that's what we did. I can officially say that I have fought 7 giant possums in Pathfinder now.
That's honestly, I like where that story went. That sounds like a good time.
The fact
Sounds
that they
like
have token art for giant possums is
They have
They have
tokens?
everything.
I just need to tell you
can't-
that they got
can't
that
bring this
picture
up.
from me in the morning, and I would like my royalties. Thank you.
Well, in that case, RoBear and Raven, you can't just... there it is. There's the art I was going to ask for.
look at this
Look, that is me. How is that not
Absolute-
me?
unit.
That is
Oh my gosh.
feral, and I love it.
It looks like it's about to attack something. That's fantastic.
Look up at
Okay.
the it's a little bit too small on stream, but it's portrait art. Is it absolutely destroying some food? Oh, here we go. It's
Are we gonna have this in our campaign today?
Yeah, that's me.
So famously on stream here, long before you guys have arrived on the channel, possums are a large part of my cyberpunk world, but they have the backs of needlers like Halo.
Oh
So they're
my
a very
God.
cyberpunk,
Okay.
but
Oh,
like
love that.
if you're on the lower city, they're like the belays. Like they drag you down into the sewers. Like
I was about to say, I've heard the stories of people being dragged into the sewers and eaten by possums.
I have
knew it was
died.
coming up.
I have been drugged down myself into the sewers to never be seen again by these things.
You
so.
probably see Ratma in Act 2 then and hang out there, huh?
Incredible. Cheers to Pathfinder and also the development team for creating us lovely high-res possum token art.
Well, now that we have, this is fine. We now just have picture evidence of the great, I don't know, campaign across the upper city of Stormforge that was conducted by Farouk looking for the zucchinis for the zucchini bread. It's fine.
Oh yeah, did you get those cliff notes, Raven, from Ed about all the zucchini bread?
I did not get
so
anything
I-
about zucchini bread.
My exact words, I summarized everything else, and then in brackets I just said, also Farouk and Kaiba had fun food shenanigans. That was,
Yeah, they went looking for zucchini bread for a week and a half, and they
I
thought it
love-
was a couple of days.
We
That
went on a-
tracks.
I,
I love
10-day
it.
excursion.
It's a good time.
Oh
I
my
ate a
god.
lot of zucchini bread
So
before
good,
that
though.
session.
But did you get like some melty cinnamon butter? Because if not, then you gotta do it all over again.
Oh yeah, we talked
I
about
need a
the
zucchini bread
decadence
off.
Yeah.
of how much melted butter you can put on zucchini bread. It's really an
Funny, I
excuse
just
to be
changed my name to zucchini bread.
Raven, you've got so many identities today.
Yeah, you got so many names.
like.
That's why I'm queer. I can't decide. It's fine. Let's go.
Oh, it's incredible. We need announcements to let everybody know because everybody's doing cool stuff and the community needs to know about it.
I'll go
Who's
first.
first?
Hi. I am doing a complete rebrand of my channel where we are really gearing towards storytelling and dark storytelling at that. So I'm not going to give you all the details, but it's going to be really cool. And these fine folks know the name, and you best believe that it is delectable. So that is coming. We should
That's
have
not
that.
the name you told us.
It's not.
It's not delectable.
It is delectable.
It's close. It's a little close.
There's like a different letter.
There might be. There might be. It starts with a P.
Oh, Pagina!
Yes,
I was thinking
exactly. So
You can say
hopefully,
it doesn't affect the shadow man. Go.
Perfect, beautiful. I'm glad we got here.